All right, we are back, and this is interesting. We have found a lovely scenic area. There's John over here working on the barbecue. It is genuine Texas brisket coming up because we're about to do our second barbecue show of the year. We don't normally do multiple, trying to figure out where the camera lens is. Okay, yeah. We don't normally do multiple barbecue shows in one season, but this is a special occasion. So we're about to have some brisket. Now, we just ate at Fargo's Pit Barbecue in College Station, or just outside of College Station. In Bryan, okay. You'd think they have hot dogs in Bryan, but anyway, what do I know?
Got some good brisket there. It's a good sides.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I had the potato salad and the beans. John had the macaroni and cheese, and
we had some cornbread.
Great cornbread, very much like Sugar Fire in Illinois. And what we're going to do now is quickly review the barbecue, and then we're going to use it to do our usual predictions. And I guess we're going to talk about Auburn basketball, maybe a little prediction.
Some basketball
predictions, maybe, yeah. Maybe some later in the season college football predictions as you see the barbecue coming along. Okay.
All right.
I think we're good.
Fork?
I much like when there's pie, I saved my fork.
Yeah, I've given you a napkin.
Got my napkin, all right. Good. All right. Got some water.
I'm going to tee you up with the first question, and then we're going to go to the barbecue.
Yes.
You don't have the soundboard to go to the barbecue. Let's start with an easy one. What does the barbecue tell you about who is going to win the SEC regular season in basketball?
Man, that's even better than what we had at lunch.
That's good. That's the good stuff.
By the way, as I always say when we do this on video, right now there are people who don't know how we do this. They're like, they're eating on TV. I'm gonna get arrested out here if I yell. This is good though. Let me zoom in and let you folks enjoy this here.
It's some good brisket.
Look at that. Now, John and I were talking about this, how neither one of us been a huge brisket fan.
Yeah.
Historically.
Yeah, because brisket is not Georgia, Alabama good stuff.
Pork.
We're pork barbecue people.
Pork. Darn right.
Some barbecue chicken occasionally.
Barbecue chicken, turkey, even turkey.
Yeah.
We get some good smoked turkey up in Illinois. But my opinion, after having really good brisket, their brisket is not nearly as tough as every brisket I've ever had in Illinois or Georgia or Alabama.
Yes.
So we have concluded that really, 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 really good brisket rises to the level of good pulled pork. But it has a different flavor.
Yeah.
It's a slightly different flavor.
Yeah.
So if you like that beef flavor, but with the tenderness of pulled pork, then this is a way to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad we settled that thing. I've been wondering about that for years. Like, what's the difference? Why should I choose an inferior form of barbecue when there's a superior form? But you know what was interesting is that Fargo's didn't have any pulled pork.
No. They had ribs and sausage, chicken.
The sausage thing gets me.
It's a Texas thing.
I gotta get one more little piece just to kind of answer the question because the question slipped away. So who's going to win the regular season in SEC?
SEC basketball regular season.
Oh, this is better than what we had.
Yeah, we got a better cut now.
This is good. I'm sorry, I gotta say Auburn Tigers.
I'm gonna give a really boring answer and say Kentucky. That's like asking, is it gonna rain in the next year? You know.
Barbecue's telling me Auburn, it's telling John Kentucky, but that's just the regular season. Doesn't end there.
All right. So, who's gonna win the SEC conference tournament in men's basketball?
Let's go to the barbecue. Bomb! Bum, bum. Man. And y'all, just so everybody understands, we're doing this for you. Because
we're eating barbecue for you.
We're eating barbecue for you. We already had lunch. And we're going to stop and get some ice cream soon.
Bluebell Factory, maybe.
And then we're going to have supper. So I didn't really like have a strong need to eat barbecue at, what time is it?
1:50.
1:50 in the afternoon. But here we are. We're eating barbecue in a park in Texas at 1:50 in the afternoon.
It's good barbecue.
Who's going to win the SEC tournament?
Auburn.
Right, the Auburn Tigers. Boom! There you go. There it is.
All right, so what is your, so I can't remember exactly how many games we play. Let's say we play 30.
Okay, 30 sounds good.
It's ish. It's
yeah.
32. Depends when we're not exhibitions and stuff. So let's say 30.
Okay, 30 games.
How many games will Auburn win this season?
Oh, that's easy. I already know.
All right, hold on.
Well, the barbecue.
The barbecue has to tell
we
you.
have to consult. I know what my opinion is. Nobody cares about my opinion. They want to know what the barbecue thinks.
You have to be illuminated.
I do. Like a manuscript. Or a light bulb.
You cut it some more.
Give me that dang bark. Come here, you.
Ben wants some outside piece here.
Sometimes you just got to stick your hand in it. Which is rough when you're sharing it with somebody, but you have to deal with it.
We just washed our hands.
Oh.
That's good stuff.
That was 30 games worth of barbecue in that bite. Give me a pickle. I want a pickle. That was 30 games worth of barbecue, worth of basketball in that barbecue. And I felt good about 24 of it.
I'm going to say 23-7. I think we may get off to a little bit of just some non-conference losses, and then in SEC play, I think we'll lose. The SEC is going to be great. Any team that finishes above 500 in SEC play is going to be a strong contender in the NCAA tournament.
There you go.
I mean, Auburn, again,
Word.
was picked 5th by the media, and it doesn't mean that people think they're bad. It means that, they're a top 15, 20 team in the country. But it just means that how much good competition there is night in and night out.
I was going to say, the only thing really holding them back is that they're it's like a whole new team.
Yes.
They haven't really played together. So I think the real question comes from, can Bruce get them together on the same page and playing together as a team? How quick?
Yes, and I think if you watched a lot of Auburn basketball, you get this piece. But if you haven't, then I'm just going to warn you, there's going to be some games in November and December that look rough, or halves of games that look really bad.
Yeah.
Where they don't look like they practice or know each other or know what they're doing on one side of the ball or the other, and we will get past that. And additionally, the other big thing is the best player in the team is Alan Flanagan.
And he's hurt.
And he's hurt, and he's going to come back, in December sometime probably, but probably in time for SEC play. And so I think then the team is going to settle down and get into a rhythm, and then they're going to have to work him in and change the rotation and change the spacing and all that. And so I think that both of those are going to be kind of little bumps in the road. I think he could be a difference maker, and I think he was really playing out of position and having to handle the ball too much last year.
Well, that was true of several players last year.
Oh yeah, but I think him coming back will be a huge difference. So I think this team is going to look incredibly different in February than they do.
That's a good point. So as long as we understand that those losses that you're seeing are early losses, and then we kind of go on a tear, maybe.
That's right.
All right, I like it.
This is what I'm saying.
I like it.
Jabari Smith is going to be maybe one of the most fun players we've ever had at Auburn. That guy is a monster. And
I keep hearing that.
But all the new players we got, Walker Kessler, Katie Johnson, Wendell Green, Zach Jasper. They're going to be good, and they're going to be games when they all go off and take over and do stuff or whatever. But I think Jabari Smith could be the highest Auburn player drafted since Barkley, Chris Morris. So.
Man, I like it. Well, because we've had such good players the last few years, but they've been good college team players. They haven't necessarily been dominate the NBA so much, and well, Chuma, but even he was hurt, so it was kind of hard to know.
Yeah, but he's coming along now.
Yeah, so all right, what else we need to ask the barbecue?
All right, name your 4 teams that will make the college football playoff.
Ooh, that's a really good question right now, in particular, because we're it's November.
Yeah, long way to go.
And there's still like 12 teams at least that could theoretically.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you got undefeated teams like Cincinnati and Wake Forest that in no sane rationale should they have a chance to get in, and yet they could. You got Alabama with a loss, which is but yet they're second, which is kind of weird. I mean, the one constant is Georgia, obviously, but man, they need to get beat. There's just so many. I mean, we're still in the hunt. We got 2 losses, but stranger things have happened.
I'm not holding my breath about Auburn.
No, but we're not out of it, is what I'm saying.
And there's a lot of teams. Again, Wake Forest is a bridge too far, I think. But you got a whole lot of teams in the Big Ten. Oklahoma is still out there. Oregon, like you said, Cincinnati. So I think this is an interesting question.
All right.
And everybody wants chaos and new blood and all that kind of stuff, but
at the end of the day, they want 4 competitive teams that'll give them good games.
That's right.
All right.
So we got to go to the barbecue.
Let's go. All right. We got to go to the barbecue to pick the 4. Get a piece. I guess I'm having a hard time from my angle picking up a piece. Just not working too well for me. That's good enough. That was a Cincinnati size piece.
All right. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Let's go back and forth.
All right.
Georgia's
gonna make it.
Georgia's in. All right, so that's easy. We got 3 more to go. Barbecue is telling me man. I want to put Michigan State so bad, but the Big Ten.
Ohio State is going to beat them, and they're going to win the Big Ten. Ohio State is going to get in. I feel that very strongly. Michigan State is fun. They're a fun college football team to watch.
But they're not going to beat Ohio State, are they?
Nope.
All right, hold that thought. Oregon. I feel like they got a loss left in them too.
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath. But
God, well, who?
Oklahoma is undefeated still.
Do they play anybody that can beat them?
Left on the schedule?
Yeah.
No. It might happen. There might be, Oklahoma State never beats them at the end of the year. That's a one-sided rivalry. They beat Oklahoma State 20 times in a row before Oklahoma State gets them. So I don't see it in the Big 12 championship game.
Who's it going to be against?
I have to go back and look now because Iowa State.
Iowa State, one of those.
No, Iowa's in the Big Ten. So Iowa State.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Who's doing it on the Big Ten? I mean, in the Big 12, West Virginia, Texas.
Nobody
Texas Tech,
that can.
TCU.
Nobody that's going to beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All right.
So again,
Oklahoma's getting in. You're right. I hate it. It's stupid, but it's going to happen.
They had to bench their starting quarterback, who was the preseason Heisman favorite,
to beat Kansas.
But also to get there, to get where they needed to be potential-wise, they had to make that call. So I get that. So now we got Georgia and Oklahoma. I think the other team. I think Cincinnati's going to get there. I really do. I think they're going to. Now again, it hurts them that everybody else in the American is falling apart.
Right.
That Gus, Central Florida, had injuries. And some of the other teams in Memphis and some of the other teams in that conference have been kind of blah, not great, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think SMU is pretty good, so that's probably who they're going to play in the title game.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, SMU.
So that'll be a good game.
They'll win.
But Cincinnati will win, and I think they'll get a spot. I really do. I think it's in college football's best interest if they get a spot.
So we've got Georgia, Oklahoma, Cincinnati. You know who we haven't mentioned yet? Little team from a little town on the western side of the state of Alabama.
Clemson? No.
We haven't mentioned Alabama yet.
No.
So
Because for a long time, I had been assuming that I think Alabama would beat Georgia in the SEC title game, right? I really thought.
you thought that, but you don't think that anymore.
I don't think that anymore.
No.
I think the sloppiness and some of the issues I've seen Alabama have makes me think, like, I'm not sure they could beat Georgia right now. Now they can.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you this.
I don't know if they will.
I'm going to tell you this. I'm not 100% convinced Alabama's going to be in the SEC championship game. I'm not convinced. They got that snake pit coming up at the end of the season. I'm kind of liking that. I'm liking the whole. I saw an Alabama fan say, "Man, Jordan Hare's like a snake pit." I'm like, I kind of like it. I don't dislike it. It was probably the same conversation where somebody said that Auburn was a program whose only purpose of existence was to try to beat Alabama. And again, I'm like, yeah, I don't have a problem with that either. That's fine. If that's what we have to be, if somebody has to do it, we're doing the Lord's work. I'll take it. So, all right. So, do we think it's Alabama in the 4th spot? And they won't be in the 4th spot, by the way, because they won't play Georgia again, and they'll have to have beaten Georgia to get there.
Right. I think if you put Alabama in, you're saying they beat Georgia
In the SEC championship
They
game.
and Georgia will each have one loss.
For Alabama to be there, they have to beat Auburn and beat Georgia in the SEC championship game just to get in the playoffs.
Yes. Because I think if they lose either one of those, or obviously both, but either one, they're not getting in.
Well, look, if they have one loss and they beat Georgia in the SEC championship game, they're not going to be the number 4 seed.
No, that would be the number 1 seed probably. So.
And Georgia will be like number 3, so they won't have to play them again.
Right. They'll split it so they play the number 2 team.
Yeah, the 1 through 4 seed in the playoff has nothing to do with how they rank you. It's to avoid an immediate rematch type situation, as far as I understand it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a ranking thing, but it's some of that. So, so if not Alabama,
I'm trying to find out.
So again, I'm going to go back to the candidates, right?
Okay.
Nobody from the ACC.
No Wake Forest? Wake Forest doesn't deliver the flowers?
I love the Wake Forest story. Have you watched their offense?
No.
Okay, they do this.
I need to.
Dave Clawson is the coach.
Man, that's good.
That's good barbecue. They do this RPO stuff where they run the, kind of some of the mesh stuff that we ran with Marshall and stuff.
Yeah.
But quarterback holds the ball to the running back, and they walk towards the line of scrimmage, and they're together like 3 seconds. And meanwhile, receivers are running, getting open, and the quarterback's like, "Oh, that guy's open. Pull it back from the running back and throw it." And so they're doing like this dance kind of move where they're walking towards the line of scrimmage.
An extended mesh handoff thing.
It is. The first few times you watch it, you're like, "Oh my gosh, something terrible is going to happen."
I was going to say, that sounds like a good way to fumble to me.
But they do it, and so then when they send the receivers way downfield, the defensive backs have to go. They have to leave the mesh and run away, and then you end up with room for the quarterback or the running back to run it.
It's a smart idea.
Yeah, you got to really want to do that.
No, right. It's like running the wishbone. It has to be your identity. It has to be your thing, I'm betting.
That's their identity, their thing, their kind of niche they found that works for them. So I don't think that would, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that maybe they win the ACC. I'm skeptical they go undefeated all the way through.
Right.
Gosh, I can't imagine it. I just can't imagine Wake Forest going undefeated all the way through and getting in. So I'm going to say no on Wake Forest. And
you said no on Oregon.
Again, I think there's a because they have the win over Ohio State. If they don't lose another Pac-12,
they're in.
They're in. I think that is the other team out there that I think could snag that spot.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. The thing is, they lost to Stanford.
Yeah, and Stanford's
Not good. So, all right. So who are we going to pick as our fourth team? Alabama or no?
Let's pick Oregon.
I like Oregon. Let's do that.
Pick Oregon.
I just don't think Alabama this year is able to win all the games they're going to have to win to get there.
I agree.
They got that loss. They may beat us in Jordan-Hare. They may, win out, but I just don't see them beating Georgia in the SEC championship game, and that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, that's right. I'm with you.
They lost their margin for error when they lost to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: other years it wouldn't have mattered. They'd have been like, we'll just win in Atlanta, or we won't even go to Atlanta.
Yes.
See, that's the thing.
2017 scenario.
Yeah, the 2017 scenario, they don't have that this year.
No.
If they, because,
I'm cutting up some more barbecue here.
I'm taking this, man.
We're busy making predictions. We got to have barbecue to tell us.
Look at this. Look at this thing, man. It's like the monolith in 2001. Ta-da! Boom, boom. Needs to be monkeys chanting around this thing. Fun. It's gonna be a minute.
Talk amongst yourselves. So, I agree with you about Alabama. I think what I've seen from that team doesn't lead me to believe they can do this. I think that doesn't mean I think they're bad.
No.
But I don't think they can. I was convinced they could beat Georgia, and now I'm not sure they can. So,
if they win out, go to the playoffs and win out, they deserve whatever they get.
Yeah. Because it's going to involve beating Georgia twice.
If they could beat Georgia twice after losing to Texas A&M, I just can't see that.
Well, then they've turned or switched and become a completely different team.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I'm going to wrap this up here in a minute because my arm's going to fall off. So,
Yeah, no,
you have any final thoughts?
Here's the final thought for you, Van. A, barbecue is good.
It is.
And it's useful for delivering predictions.
It is.
And B,
we have learned. This is something people have learned from the AU Wishbone.
Yeah.
Including us.
War Eagle from Texas.
War Eagle from Texas. We'll see you guys in the next video and the next audio. Remember, check AU Wishbone podcast feed for audio. Check back here on the AU Wishbone TV channel on YouTube for video. And we're going to be doing our review of the Eternals movie probably later tonight and posting that up as audio on the White Rocket Entertainment feed. Maybe I'll stick it on the AU Wishbone. Who knows? We'll see you guys very soon. War Eagle.
War Eagle.